I want you to write down John chapter 17. John chapter 17, just read it later. But I'm going to give you a really quick synopsis of what's going on there. Jesus is about to die on the cross, and he knows it. So he's hanging out with the disciples, and he prays to God the Father in heaven. To me, this is one of the most epic prayers, because Jesus, knowing I'm about to leave the earth, he prays a prayer to God the Father, and he asks for something from God to bestow upon the 12 disciples. And to me, this is like one of the sci-fi movies, like X-Men. Jesus is going to order from God the Father a superpower for the 12. Here's what he says. God, I'm praying for them right now, not the world. He literally says, I'm not praying for the world. I'm praying for those you've given me. Here's what he asks for. He says, God, make them one like you and I are one. And when I first read it, this is many, many years ago, I was perplexed. I was a little disappointed. I was like, it could have been a little more flashy. It could have been a little more exciting, but it seemed a little vanilla to me. Oneness. But then he says it 2 more times, and he says, I want them to become one like you and I are one. And then he says, God the Father, I'm now going to pray for all those who are going to believe in me through the disciples. And so now he's asking God the Father to bestow upon us a supernatural, powerful element. And he says it again. I want all of those who believe in me to become one like you and I. And now I'm really leaning into this final prayer. What's he saying? And he says it 3 times. And then he answers the $1 million question, why? He says, so that the world will know who sent me. And just like a light bulb, it hit me. If Jesus' final prayer for us is to become one, to get rid of division, get rid of the friction, get rid of the things that divide us as believers in Jesus Christ, filled with the Spirit, with his powerful gifts, if his final prayer was that we become one, what do you think Satan's mission is? Yell it out. Divide, 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 divide. Why? Divide the husband and the wife. Divide the pastor and the elders and the congregation. And here's what Satan says in his own way. He says, I can't take your salvation from you. Once you're born again, I can't take that from you, but I'm coming after your marriage. And I'm going to cause so much havoc between you and your wife that you're not going to be a warrior. All the gifts of the Spirit are not going to flow through you. You're so focused on the pain and the hurt and the anguish and the communication breakdown that you are paralyzed alongside the road, not fulfilling the anointing upon you. And boy, have I seen that coast to coast. As goes my marriage, goes my call.